Yo, what's good? It's your boy Poop the Realist, back with another video. As you can see, you know what I'm saying, we with the bullshit today. We got record labels, the biggest scam in hip hop, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, we gonna get into it, see what they talking about, you know what I'm saying? I'ma weigh in on it, see what I think about it, let y'all know what I'm thinking, you know what I'm saying? Y'all leave a comment, let me know what y'all thinking. You know what I'm saying? You mess with a video, like it. You don't, psh, thumbs down, or just don't, you know what I'm saying? It don't matter. You feel me? Do what you, let me know so I do better. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
No, don't tell me you don't know. If you don't know you're in the 360, you're in the 360. It's like one of those.
Okay.
Then tell me what you want from hip hop.
Do y'all remember this video? This interview? All this craziness that started about 6-7 years ago, you know what I'm saying? Where really old heads and young niggas that's where it started at. They started colliding real bad and shit.
I'm making music, bro. I'm just having fun.
Just having fun, you feel me? He's just having fun.
I'm saying my fans
You're gonna
love
have a
it.
problem with just having fun and fun.
What do you want me to say? You want me to say?
I want you to be aware of your business. I want you to know whether you're in a 360 or not. I want you to appreciate the culture that changed your life and took you from college dorm rooms eating oodles and noodles.
My chill.
Facts. That's exactly how I felt when I watched it. Chill. You know what I'm saying?
You know, my manager saw my record deal and said, this is a record deal. I had to spend my own money auditing my label because millions of dollars are missing, and you can tell when millions of dollars are missing.
Of course.
Right?
Yeah.
So let me ask you before we finish. No, let me ask you, bro.
Yeah.
If somebody owed you $500,000, how would you feel?
Yeah, crazy.
What about if they owed you $1 million? What if they owed you $3 million? No, listen. Okay. What if they owed you that, bro?
Right.
Let him cook. Let him cook. He cooking up right now. Put y'all on game. All y'all niggas trying to sign these deals. And then y'all gonna get mad in 3 months after that deal signed. It's, you know what I'm saying? Niggas want their money.
I understand.
And you showed up for them and you did all these things, right?
Right.
And they up billions.
Now more than ever, hip-hop artists have the power to be the masters of their own destiny. And thanks to the internet and social media, literally anyone with a drive and determination can reach audiences around the world. Able to make music with an iPhone or computer, this drastic overhaul in both music distribution and the ability to generate a fan base should have meant, theoretically at least, that record labels should have become extinct. Inspired by the success stories of those who refused to sign to a label and do it independently, some believe that...
And that's what I'm hung up on. It's like, I can understand niggas, you know, these niggas got $1 million deal for me. I understand that. I get it. But it's some niggas that just is lazy and don't want to work. Cause it's like, bro, at the end of the day, eventually, you have to control your career at some point, or it's not gonna be a career no more. Like, put it to you like this. All right, Lil Baby, for instance. All right, QCP them. They push that nigga. They put, you know what I'm saying. Right now, they still pushing Lil Baby. That's the face of QC or whatever. You know what I'm saying. They out with the old and with the new. You know what I'm saying. They threw Migos to the side. Offset said, I'm out. You know what I'm saying. Then the shit happened with Takeover. Now it's just Quavo that's left from the start of the company. You know what I'm saying? And then I feel like they did that with Lil Yachty too. They ain't really like, you know what I'm saying? They went crazy for Lil Baby. Still is. But I feel like that's the way they did that. I feel like Lil Baby the last thing that's gonna pop for real for QC. Unless they sign, I don't really know who they signed, but you know what I'm saying? Anyways, they push Lil Baby. I should say Migos. All right, so they pushed Migos out to the public, you know what I'm saying, went hard. That's what brought the whole company up. Everybody talking QC. Then, Lil Baby pop up. So this is where you gotta take control. This is gonna happen to everybody that make music, movies, whatever. When you get older, you got, you know what I'm saying? People don't think you can still market an older person or whatever. And you can. You just gotta, you know what I'm saying? They gotta be willing to do certain things that they normally probably wouldn't do if they was younger. But that's what getting older is about. new ventures. You know what I'm saying? So if Snoop Dogg Snoop Dogg ain't released the album in I don't know how long, but he relevant as fuck. You know what I'm saying? He relevant as fuck. You know why? He do everything outside of music that he possibly can. You know what I'm saying? All these niggas gonna have to learn real quick. Whatever you start with ain't what you probably gonna finish with. You know what I'm saying? A lot of niggas feel that in high school when football don't work out, basketball don't work out, track don't work out. You know what I'm saying? Shit don't work out. Get over it. Find a new path.
But the power of record labels must have been crumbling. In fact, disruptive ex-major label head Steve Stout believes that it would only take one flagship artist to take a stand in order for the whole thing to fold in on itself like a house of cards.
If Drake right now posts a link on a picture on the gram of his new album, Lincoln Bio, new album out, fully independent, Drake will make $10 million a week for 60 weeks.
By the way,
you know what I'm saying?
Drake is about to get the biggest bag in the history of the music business by far.
He should.
They don't want that to happen because the day that happens, you might as well close the business down.
But as empowering as this concept is, the reality is different. Despite the rise in independence and the adoption of new distribution platforms such as Empire and United Masters, 93.3% of hip-hop that made it onto the billboards between the years 2010 and 2018 came from the majors. And in a broader sense, 3 major record labels, Sony, Universal, and Warner, continue to produce 2/3 of all music sold. No matter how many people claim to be going it alone or maintain that they have their own imprint, the majors are signing over 50 artists a month, each one of them feeling, for a moment at least, like the most important person in the world until the walls come tumbling down.
Right.
And as the countless cautionary tales make it all too clear, these companies don't so much sell dreams as they loan them out. Not to mention when it comes time for them to get what they feel they're owed, the repayments are exceedingly high. Upholding a world in which a famed group such as TLC could have had platinum certified sales and yet still finds themselves so broke that they had to borrow 15 grand for a lawsuit, you'd think that the increased access to information of this kind would give artists pause before signing the dotted line. But from an artist as famed as Meek Mills claiming that he's never received a dime from MMG, to Big Sean informing the world that he was signed into a 360 deal that came with just a $15,000 advance, the labels have still managed to scheme and plot their way into holding on to the status quo that they've created. As for how they do it,
crazy, bro. Like these contracts, literally a lack of vocabulary, a lack of wanting to. Cause niggas look at the contract, they like, oh shit, million. Oh, let me sign this. It's like, bro, just read, and you gonna figure out you ain't even probably gotta read the whole thing. It's gonna start sounding fucked up once you get that first paragraph. Probably shit, but I would rather do this shit the right way, you know what I'm saying, from the start. That way when it get tough, oh shit, I've been here before. It's been tough. I know what to do now. It ain't nothing. Cause anything you know how to do for a fact, you know what, you know what I'm saying, how to work it, you never worry about it cause you like, I got this shit, you feel me?
But, well, there's a series of age-old scams which are employed to keep both major labels and their seemingly hip-hop friendly subsidiaries in the driver's seat. For starters, we have the whole concept of a record company advance. Often seen as the first substantial bag that an up-and-coming rapper receives, the advance has become the stuff of hip-hop legend. Defined as a sum of money given by the label to the artist for them to live off of while producing an album, which then has to be paid back from sales of that album before any royalties can be claimed. The common perception is that they've awarded the funds to you, and from then on, they're at your disposal. Considered to be the budget for your record, it'd be expected that this was yours to do with what you'd like. But in reality, there are ways in which a major will step in and drain your cash reserves, leaving you with little or nothing to show for it by the end of the recording process. Or in the most duplicitous of circumstances, funnel your cash into another artist that's popping at the time. I seen that I was tied to another artist, Waka Flocka Flame said of his time at Warner. Most of my budget money is going to the one that put more money in. They enter, you get hot, we throw the money. If you don't have the record that's buzzing, they don't care, you're flipped. During a recent episode of Off the Record.
And I think people need to know that before they get into this, cause I'm like, that understanding niggas ain't really processing that. It's like, you can't cry once this shit happens to you. Cause it's like, you didn't do your research. If you don't do your research and shit hit, you know what I'm saying? You don't do your research or you don't study and you get a 20 on your test, how you gonna be mad at the teacher? You know what I'm saying? You don't pass your tests, your classes, and you can't play sports, or, you know, your mama said she was gonna get you a phone or something, and you don't get it now. you can't be mad. You didn't do what needed to be done. You know what I'm saying? You gotta just put it into perspective, man. You know what I'm saying? Think before you do anything. Think before you speak. Think before you think before you know what I'm saying? Think before you think. You could.
Record Podcast, Academics relate another tale of budget tampering that he'd heard of. This time, he said that the label went out of their way to make the recording experience as expensive as possible for the artists in order to deplete their funds and retain control.
They gave somebody a $2 million recording budget. In a $2 million recording budget, they wanted to book a studio every day for 6 months straight. The manager for the artist said, well, if it's $2 million, we finna save some money. We about to take about like 60 to 70,000. We gonna build our own studio. They said the label told them, we won't approve of any place that we don't already pre-select, which means you can't take the budget and go do it a cheaper way. The place they ended up having to basically settle with, it was a mansion in the Hollywood Hills that had a studio in it that they paid $3,500 a day. Running through that artist.
A day? $3,500 a day? Just so they can fuck everything up for you. It's just like, I forgot what their video was called. I should react, but that's just like the shit with Drake and the McConan nigga. Boy, that shit, I ain't know Drake did that. That shit crazy. But Drake basically did what they just said these niggas did. But it wasn't even on, like, theirs was at least where it was like, you know, you still can record, but you better make a song quick. You better recoup my money quick. You know what I'm saying? But all the, you know what I'm saying? Like, that shit's crazy. The only person that would have been able to get that money back is probably Young Boy, possibly Lil Baby, but Young Boy for sure. But Juice WRLD, obviously. But anyways, that's not the point. Let me get back to what I was talking about. I'll be getting off track. That nigga Drake signed McConan, did the feature with him. Then after he does he does a feature with him. He tell McConan, alright bro, sign to my label or sign to my label and the feature is free. If you don't sign to my label, you gotta pay for my feature. This is an upcoming artist he's talking to. You gotta pay for a Drake feature. Drake feature easily over that's $1 million today. It was probably $600K back then. So you trying to come up with $600K to pay for a feature that, I mean, the feature gonna get you right, but all the money you make off the feature you gonna give to Drake. Then you gotta go pay your bills. Then you got a manager, don't you? You know what I'm saying? So you got all that shit, and then it's like, so really and truly, that's when I would have got in my mind and been like, you know what? I'm gonna pay this off. That was my fault. But I guess McConan he wasn't thinking at all. Nigga went with the deal. It fucked up his career, man. Shit was crazy. But anyways.
The label and the person who owned the crib, they got a relationship. That's almost like money laundering. What? You're making person who owned the crib, they got a relationship. That's almost like money laundering. You're making sure that artist's budget go to the person you with. You're saying they got a big budget, but you won't give them the budget that they could do what they want.
Given the illusion of control by dangling a big yet unobtainable number in front of your face, this tactic also bleeds into the underhanded trend of labels flattering their artists with gifts, which, while appreciated, can act as a distraction from what's really going on in the accounting. From Birdman gifting Wayne Bentley Coupes and Rolls Royces in the years prior to Weezy revealing the millions in unpaid earnings that they've withheld from him, to Summer Walker, whose original 2017 deal with Interscope gave her a pitiful 15% royalty rate, being given a G-Wagon by those very same bosses, labels are happy to give you all the trappings of lavishness.
Hey man, I'm about to go sell this joint. Don't give me shit. I'm finna go sell it. Bring your money right back. I know what I'm saying? Like, nah, I ain't even gonna drive this joint. Somebody come pick this joint up. I ain't finna put no miles on it.
On their terms. When in reality, they should simply pay artists adequately and allow them to make whatever purchases or financial decisions they choose. But, as we're learning, the labels will employ any tactic they can to keep things lopsided, even if it means immorally tying young men and women up in legal knots when they've likely never seen a contract before in their lives. Although there are many ways to do this, one that's
Who did I just talk about? Who did I just talk about, man? Come on.
become particularly prominent in hip-hop is providing artists with the same legal counsel that advises the labels, thus ensuring that at every turn, they'll act in the interests of the massive firm, rather than the young, impressionable creatives. For a contemporary example of this, look no further than Migos' recent high-profile lawsuit against Damian Granderson. Filed in 2020, Migos alleged that Granderson cheated the group out of millions of dollars, accusing him of glaring conflicts of interest, and also accusing him of betraying Migos when he failed to disclose the complete nature of his relationship with Quality Control. DJ Boost Brian Z. Zizuk noted that he was the very same man that negotiated their first ill-fated deal with 300 too. In a deep dive into the situation on the Joe Budden podcast, former co-host Rory Farrell, who previously worked for Sony as a marketing manager, cited the situation as a clear-cut example of how when it comes down to it, Migos' family ties with QC or not, the deck is always stacked against the artists.
I don't care if you have the biggest single on earth. To a lawyer, you are not more of a higher priority than a production company or the label that you are signing to. So when the people that you think are managing you offer you the lawyer to then negotiate with the management company, stop right there. That's their lawyer. They will only have your best interest at heart when it profits to the production.
Exactly. Like, my lawyer is my lawyer. I'm giving him, you know what I'm saying? I'm the big company. You the little puppet, you know what I'm saying? Whenever I'm done using you, you know what I'm saying? I can toss you in the trash blacklist, you get you up out of here easily. Because I'm big dog. I made you. When I gave you that contract for $1 million, that really was $20K, I made you. That's how them niggas is. That's why I don't get why niggas sign labels. Like, bro, get this shit out the mud, bro. Like, if you got enough notoriety for a label to say, hey, come here, guess what? You already doing what's right. You just gotta keep going. Because all them people that's sitting up working the labels, you know what I'm saying, in the back room and shit. I'm like, bro, the difference between them and most artists is most artists don't care to look at numbers until they want to cry and say they didn't make I didn't get what I was owed. You didn't even know you was owed. Only reason you crying about it because you spent everything you did get. You would have did the same thing with that. And it's like, they doing you wrong, but you letting them. So it's like, oh, I'm gonna just take the YouTube route, then take the Twitch route. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm making clothes and shit. I'm finna, you know what I'm saying? That's all I want to do. Then I might open me a little chicken wing spot on the corner. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. I'm chilling.
Company or the label.
Far from an isolated incident, this devious tactic of equipping an artist with a company's lawyer was the same practice that led Tyga to have to pay at least $12 to $15 million to get out of his contract with Cash Money, intent on keeping artists on the back.
Damn. Oh, Tyga got that bag. He got that bag. Then he made another bag. Cause you paid $12 million to get out and find out that you didn't even need the label. I ain't gonna say niggas don't need a label. Like, if you cool with niggas taking from you for about 2 years of your career, sign to a label. Give them 2 years to take whatever they want. They can have all the masters and shit to your beginning projects. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. But after you get out them 2 years, now you got enough notoriety in the world. It's like, you can start a YouTube channel. You can keep making music if you just love it that much and you're great. What else? Shit, real estate. You can, I don't know, make motherfucking just anything business-wise you can do. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's nothing good that comes from working lower. So it's like, any job you can try to, any way you can try to be the CEO of something, do that. You know what I'm saying? Get your little LLC, something. And you good, bro. I guarantee you. As long as you got the hustle, that's all you need. Even if you don't know what you know what I'm saying? You don't even know what you're working towards sometimes. But it's like, just keep that grind. You know you want money. You know you want money. You know you need money. You know what I'm saying?
Foot, this is an extreme example of the deck that can mount up when you're on a major. But in the words of academics, this is at the core of how labels keep artists ensnared for years on end.
You have leverage with somebody when they're always in debt, when you're financing their career more than they've made. You know what a label does when an artist you have recouped? They offer you more money. Oh, so we gave you $1 million for your first album, and damn, you blew that out of the water. Yo, we'll give you 5 right now. What's up? They're gonna drown you in debt. The label's job is to drown you in debt. Royalty payments, the split on it between the artist and the label is different when the artist is in debt than when the artist has recouped.
Barring the financial red tape that they'll wrap artists up in once you're signed, it's important to remember that sometimes the biggest scam that they can ever perpetrate is getting you in the door in the first place.
Yep.
Because in the era of independence, the prestige of a record label is often built on a false narrative, which lulls you into thinking that they'll eventually elevate your...
It's just like fast food, bro. Or, you know what I'm saying? It's just like fast food, you know what I'm saying? Grocery stores. Everybody is playing the game. The game is, I need to make this money, right? That's any business, that's what they think. So I'm gonna reel you in. If I need you to make money, I'm gonna use you. Soon as I see a decline in the money you making me, on to the next. It's never, no matter how comfortable somebody makes you feel at a label when you sit down, or no matter how comfortable if you're working a job right now. I mean, it's no one cares about your life story. Nobody cares about your pains, your struggles. It's a dolo type of world, man. Even I'd rather, even if it is somebody that care, I'd rather say, damn, that was somebody that cared. I missed out on them, but I'm still me. I'm still doing my thing. I'd rather say that and be able to go back and be like, my bad, dog. What's up? You know what I'm saying? And I got my bag and I'm up. I'd rather be like that than, damn, I thought these niggas fuck with me. And then you in debt, 20K, 30K, for $1 million in debt. Stressing about what you about to do. You ain't nowhere near where you was when you jumped out and got up there. And it's just a bad life, man. You know what I'm saying? So just think about them things, you know what I'm saying? But I'm saying 2 years is nothing. Cause I'm like, bro, you gonna have fun in those 2 years. You're gonna be mad a little bit. But 2 years with a label just to start your career, get a jump start. The deal isn't too bad. You know what I'm saying? And make sure the deal is manageable for you. You have to commit to putting in those hours and shit. A lot of deals ain't, you know what I'm saying, manageable to get out of and shit. But if it's a 2-year deal, you know what I'm saying, cool little album or something, like, me personally, I would never go that way. You know what I'm saying? But for the people that don't want to work or have a hard time, you know, doing things for themselves, you feel me? And they just want quick money real quick, you know what I'm saying, instead of staying down. 2 years, I feel like is all you need. If you can get out a deal in 2 years, I feel like shit. I ain't gonna lie, YouTube is just, it's too like when you can go viral like that, when you find a way to go viral like that.
Your career, when in reality, they're just segmenting the money that you could have earned. And by the time that they lock you into the dreaded 360, the extent of their control over your earnings can't be undone.
And I've watched them trick people into thinking that after they built their foundation and they have their show and all the exposure is done, that they need them to go to the next level and then have them sell their whole entire behind away. 360, whole 360 degrees of your ass, pause, away.
On other occasions, as explained by No Limit icon Master P, they'll exploit the naivety of a young artist from poverty, and by signing you early, withhold your true value for decades.
Like, even you look at the guys now, that's probably big right now with social media. I just seen they had NBA Youngboy. He's the biggest YouTuber, you know, for his
influence.
Music. He did a deal for $2 million for 5 records. So think about that. You got the money up front, but imagine what they get. So we have to teach that to the next generation. Look at them. You got the money.
What the $2 million for 5 records. And I'm like, bruh, Youngboy done made, boy, Youngboy probably done made, ain't even no trip, bruh. That man done quadrupled that shit, bruh. It's exactly why it's like, shit, you know what I'm saying? Do the deal, sit it out, you know what I'm saying? They got the masters for them first projects, you know what I'm saying? Your babies. Cause your first projects and shit, them probably gonna be your best arts pieces of work for most superstars. Cause it's just, I ain't gonna lie, like with every artist, it just dies down. Cause it's like you move away from the lifestyle you was living before you got famous. Like with music, a lot of people don't go through what they would have went through. Like Youngboy, for example, it's like, wait, any problems now is like, bro, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say, cause I'm like, people that's in the streets and shit, right? If you get to a point where you, all right, 50 Cent, you get to a point where you 50 Cent, it don't even make sense for 50 Cent to put out no records. You know what I'm saying? His catalog is there, stuck. That's how we want to remember 50 Cent on the mic. You know what I'm saying? I feel like after a person like Future now, then you have Future. He's a person that could keep going, cause it's like he making, you know what I'm saying, good music still. I feel like, in my opinion, every song Future put out is a good, decent song. Like, I'm not finna turn this off. He's still, you know, giving that vibe. You know what I'm saying? And it's working. But when you start seeing the decline in how your song's sounding, or you grow as a person, because that's another thing. It's like, I much rather Future, you know what I'm saying? If I'm in his shoes, I'd be venturing. But you don't know what people cooking up. But like, shit, I ain't even realized Future 40, still rapping like he 20. But shit, if it's paying the bills, motherfuckers listening to it, you know what I'm saying, get it in. Because it is a fun part of life. But $2 million for 5 records, y'all. And it's not, I mean, for you know, somebody that nobody would have thought would have been hard, okay. But it's like, Youngboy, nigga, come on, man. Niggas knew Youngboy was hard from that jump. Been hard. Wait. And that shit crazy. I'm trying to be on some 50 Cent shit, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to director. What? Come on, man. I'm trying to be the biggest of the biggest, you feel me? Promise you.
Money up front, but imagine what they get. So we have to teach that to the next generation. Look at the bigger picture. Don't just look at the now. That $1 million look good right now, but what about 10 years from now?
Make no mistake, there are artists who've managed to make the mainstream system work for them. And in the case of 21 Savage, who owns all of his masters, or SZA, who obtained a 70-30 split in her favor between herself and Interscope, there are definitely case studies to be inspired by. But for everyone who thinks that they can tame the beast, you have an NLE Choppa who, after initially turning down a $3 million deal and making a big deal out of his distribution with United Masters, took a joint venture with Warner just months later. Now just one album and mixtape into his deal, he's hoping to rush back to independence after seeing Through the Glass. But if any artist has been relentlessly banging the drum for taking label deals on your terms while keeping one eye on independence at all times, it's Russ. After making his name off his own back, Russ acknowledged that there are reasons to sign during a feature on the Rory and Mal podcast.
If a Universal is prepared to give you $600 grand, that's because they think you're gonna make $2 million. When you start really seeing the fruits of your labor and labels are willing to offer you these 6-figure deals, $1 million deals, 7-figure deals, it's because you're worth more than that. I jumped ship with Columbia July 2016 because I wanted radio. Apple Music came out in 2015. Even in 2016, streaming was not what it was. I was still looking around the game like, all right, well, I want to be a massive artist. I don't want to be underground. And I'm noticing, well, everyone who's massive has a label. So I'm like, oh, I gotta level the playing field. It wasn't because I needed the money, because I was making at that point $100 grand a month. It wasn't the money. It was, I need to level the playing field because I gotta get access into radio and certain things that I don't have access to. Now, in 2021, if I was an up-and-coming artist making $100 grand a month, would I sign? No.
Independent once again after seeing out his contract.
Cause that shit did. I mean, it's good to have your shit on radio, but who's listening to the radio? Like, cars don't even go to the radio. Like, after you connect your phone Bluetooth to most of these new cars, bro, that's not it. Like, soon as your phone soon as you turn the key, press the start, whatever you know what I'm saying, however you living, as soon as you get in that motherfucker, automatically your phone start playing what you want to hear. You know what I'm saying? It's no, I mean, shit, somebody grandma might hear you, somebody granddaddy might hear you. You feel me? But I'm like, I'm just saying, it's still exposure. Don't get me wrong. It's still good to be on the radio. I'm not saying it's not, but it's like, who is going to really just sit there and like listen to the radio? Then on top of that, if you're not making music that can be played, like if your music cuts every 5 seconds, it's not your song. The full potential of the song is not there. You know what I'm saying? So there's that.
Russ is ready to do it all again, beginning with new EP Chomp 2. And now, he's come back with what he saw as insider information on how to provide funding without ever having to grovel to a major.
Anything you're getting from the label, you can fund it yourself. And honestly, if it's like, well, the label puts up the money to go get radio. Let's say it's 250 grand to like go all the way with it. Well, I don't want to play with my own money. I don't want to play with my own money either. Guess what you can go do? Go get a line of credit. I go get $500,000 from a bank and I use it. I gotta now pay monthly. It's still my money at the end of the day, but it's about time value of money. It's about cash flow. It's about peace of mind, right? And it's about going into your pockets. I'll go into the pockets of the bank. So with Chomp 2, I was like, I could fund this. I have millions of dollars in the bank. I could fund it myself. Why? Yo, bank, give me my line of credit. All right, cool. Here's $500,000. Say less.
Self-assured as he is, and this being the antidote to popular artists ever having to tangle with labels, it must be said that this is an oversimplification that leaves many factors out. Considering that studies show that black-owned firms are twice as likely to be rejected for credit than their white counterparts, the model that Russ is putting out there isn't necessarily viable for many of those in the very art form that he, as a white person, has integrated with. And beyond that, it also only applies to those who've already made a fortune, meaning that for many of those who still have hopes of using art to lift themselves out of hardship, going to the bank and getting a cool $500,000 is a pipe dream. Although artists such as the late, great Young Dolph have proven that with enough hustle, you can make millions off your own back with ever taking a bag from a label, that takes a level of resolve that is almost inhuman.
I'm gonna be real, dog. I'm gonna be real, dog. You ain't, you know what I'm saying? He was signed to something else. It wasn't no label. It's called the streets. You know what I'm saying? In the streets, they gonna give you some money too. No cap. It's fast. It's good. You know what I'm saying? But you forever tied in. You know what I'm saying? So you fucked either way. Unless you just come up on some DDG shit, you fucked. You fucked. At the end of the day, you fucked. Because when you be like, damn, I don't even want to do this street shit no more. You can't stop. You know what I'm saying? You profit. Your profit is going. Ain't nobody just gonna let you stop doing, you know what I'm saying, everything. Because it's like, you the reason this nigga mama bills get paid. This nigga kids took care of this. You know what I'm saying? The reason the whole part raise. You know, like every year you school drop. Like when you take on them responsibilities. You know what I'm saying? When you're in that street life, because it's like, I feel like the streets they be using the kids. Everybody use kids at the end of the day, right? I feel like. So they be using, you know what I'm saying? Because like, I seen a nigga talking one time on the interview, and it was like the nigga was hurt that, oh, this nigga ain't come fuck with me, da da da. But niggas put it like, oh, you know, for the kids and shit. It's like, bruh, I get that. You know what I'm saying? Look out for the kids. But it's like, bruh, why are you, like, you somebody. If he ain't do it, okay, now that's your opportunity to get off your ass and go do it. Yes, he got more than you. Yes, he bigger than you. But guess what? He got more shit to do than you. And it look like you care more about this, so do that. You know what I'm saying? If he acknowledge you, he acknowledge you. He don't, he don't. You feel me? I ain't never been a nigga to beg no nigga to come do this. You know what I'm saying? Come do, like, nah, bro.
As frustrating as it is to watch, the reality is that record labels have mastered the art of overriding your better judgment and making it seem as though they're improving your life in one fell swoop. When all you've known in life is poverty, a seemingly life-changing sum of money up front is incredibly hard to turn down. And, immoral or not, labels know that all too well. While it'll take a long time before their influence is truly eradicated, all we can hope for is that their stranglehold keeps loosening through independent success stories to the point that eventually, sometime in the distant future, this scam is laid bare, once and for all.
Type shit.
Oh, you're gonna three.
Damn. That shit right there just crazy to me to this day, bro. Like, niggas really be still signing these contracts and right now in this time, when all you gotta do is upload your own music, bro. Especially right now, bro. If your shit ass, okay, fix it. If this is what you're truly passionate about, you're gonna fix it. If your test scores are down and you wanna be the smartest motherfucking scientist or whatever, you gonna get better grades, right? So, if you wanna be the best to ever do YouTube, best to ever do music, best to fix your craft, don't get mad at this nigga for telling you what he think. Don't get mad at her for telling you what she think. Don't even listen to what, like, bro, cause I'm like, if your shit not right, you know it's not right. I'm not saying stop doing what you doing, you know what I'm saying? Cause it's good to it. That's why I got eyes on it. But if it has no eyes on it, and it never, like, you know what I'm saying? If you never get any traction, you're doing something wrong. And you need to reevaluate what you are doing. Because it takes a lot more than just making a song or making a video. You gotta do some research on how to make your video look a certain way, how to make it, you know what I'm saying, how to make your shit pop, make people want to click on it, you know what I'm saying? And then once you got their attention, shit, rock out. But yeah, it's Poop the Realest, you know what I'm saying? It's been a cool little vibe, you feel me? Hope y'all enjoyed the video, and I'm out. Oh yeah, ring the bell, you know what I'm saying? Like, comment, subscribe, for real.